Welcome to episode 18 of Shaman Talk with Tegan. Today we're going to talk about crystals and kuyas, both things that pertain to shamanism that I use for one aspect or another. We're going to start with crystals, and I feel like crystals, similar to what I said in my ghost and spirit video and in my alien video, that crystal is like kind of this trigger word, I think, for some people, that it's like, they may have been looking at you as a intelligent person, and then the second you mention crystals, they're like, oh gosh, never mind, you're one of those, you know. So I'm here to set the record straight, or at least try, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. So, you know, crystals, of course, I think they're legitimate and can help people and can help heal you and your body. As far as shamanism goes, so from my lineage, from my training, we do sometimes use clear quartz. So I have a piece here. This is what I actually use sometimes for people. And what I also tell people is that crystals came from the ground, right? They're made literally in the earth and have the earth's vibrations, and, you know, depending on the crystal, where it was in the world, how deep it was, how it was made, what kind of pressure made it. They carry all these different vibrations and energies, and everything in our world is made of energy, right? That's like a scientific fact. So to completely dismiss something like a crystal as total fallacy just doesn't really make sense, because no matter what, it carries its own frequency, its own energy. So as far as shamanism with the clear quartz, so you've maybe seen my video about illuminations. So when someone for some reason either doesn't want an illumination, or there is the very select few people who maybe can't get an illumination done, and that's usually only for people who are battling cancer. You don't want to go into their energy field and start clearing and moving stuff, because that can actually make the cancer worse. So for those who are either just maybe a little nervous to do the illuminations or are a cancer patient, you use the clear quartz, because you're not opening their chakras. You're just clearing with this, because clear quartz is for just clearing energy. So instead of literally going into the chakra system and opening them up, I would just place them on each of the chakras and go down the body with basically this exact thing. And it does like a quick clear, you know, things that are recent, and you can just get it all out. And it's, like I said, it's for anyone. But as far as crystals go, this is about as much as you would do with pertaining specifically, at least my lineage of shamanism. We don't get too deep into crystals, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But I want to stay on crystals here for a moment. So this is clear quartz. If you're the person who's like on the fence about it, like, I don't know if I believe, or I think I'm silly for believing, my challenge to you is to go into a shop that has crystals and literally just look, and whichever one stands out to you, buy it. It doesn't have to be an outrageous price, doesn't have to be an outrageous size. I mean, look at this crystal I have. It's teeny tiny, but whatever it is, you know, and I challenge you, just like in other ways, like meditation and things like that, hold the crystal and just feel the energy. Give yourself time, because some people, like, I can physically feel the frequencies of the crystal. Some people don't feel physically, but they'll all of a sudden, you know, get an image in their mind, or they might just feel like, whoa, this sense of peace come through. And all those things are positive things, right? So it's like, why not try? And you might try and be like, yeah, no, still nothing, and that's fine. But I always, in one of my other videos, I don't remember which one, maybe the illumination video, but I was like, if you need that extra push, like, I dare you to go get a crystal and see if it actually helps you out. And I do want to say that I think most people who use crystals as healing tools, whether for themselves or other people, we're not trying to claim like, oh, if you buy a rose quartz, you know, like, then you'll automatically find your soulmate and have self-love, and it's this miracle worker. That's not it. What it is something like rose quartz, which this is a raw cut rose quartz. It can just elevate a little bit, elevate your vibration, so that whatever other work needs to be done in that way of self-love, or maybe giving love, it's like a little boost, a little booster for you, you know. It's not, crystals aren't like miracle workers. All of a sudden you're just going to be happy and nothing's going to go wrong in your life, right? But it gives you that extra little boost of love to be like, okay, I can do this. Holding on to my crystal, and here we go. So rose quartz is a good one if you're starting out. Like I said, the shape also matters. Whether it's raw or not sometimes matters. But if you're a beginning crystaler, or again, you're one of those people on the fence, like, I don't know about this, just get whatever calls to you, and that's it for now. It is a slippery slope, though. Once you start buying crystals, especially if you give yourself that true time to actually try and connect and give it a chance, you're gonna be like, oh, this is nice. What if I also got this kind of? What if I got it in a bracelet or a necklace? Like, so really quick, I'm just gonna go through 3 other like main crystals to start with if you're just starting your crystal journey. Rose quartz for love, selenite or clear quartz, like I just showed you. These can clear energies, and this, you don't, like I said, you don't have to be like, clearing other people's energies automatically or thinking that some crazy things are going to happen. This can just be to just try it out and see what happens, So these are for just clearing energies and just kind of general clearing. Also another one, amethyst. This one's good for sleeping. So if you have trouble sleeping, maybe don't get this huge chunk, because amethyst you want to have as close as possible to you at night. So some people literally sleep with it like under their pillow. If you want to try that, go like the Princess and the Pea route, go for it. Otherwise, you can get like this size and keep it like right next to your bed on a nightstand. Or I have a little like shelf kind of where a window is, and I put it on there sometimes. Also, let me know, I have like a distinctive memory as a child having random amethyst in my room, and I have no idea where. I know when I was like 7, I did not know what amethyst was. I don't know if I just liked it because it was shiny. That or like fool's gold, pyrite. I feel like a lot of kids had one or the other at some point. Let me know in the comments or message me if that's true, or if you're like, what the heck are you talking about? I never had any crystals growing up. I just feel like I remember almost everyone or like a couple people having either amethyst or fool's gold somewhere. Maybe it was a popular touristy thing in the Midwest. I don't know, but brings back memories. Okay, last crystal I'm going to kind of run through to give you like, a basis of starting besides just doing your own thing. This is smoky quartz. So for me, smoky quartz is something that takes negative energy, can literally like transmute it into positive energy. It can take your negativity and then make you feel better. It's kind of like sucks it in and sends it back out. And if you're a parent, you can understand why I love this one so much. So I have a 3-year-old, and sometimes bedtime is just like the worst. So sometimes I'll be battling with my 3-year-old to go to sleep, and I'm like, wait a minute, where's my crystal? And I'll run into my room and grab it. And it's like, it truly helps me stay centered and like not totally be like, just go to sleep and close your eyes, So like I said, for me, crystals are very helpful, very powerful if you let them. If you put up that automatic block, then of course they're not going to help. But if you just stay open-minded, you'll be surprised. I've had crystals that literally triggered past life memories. I'm not claiming that's going to happen to you. If that's something that scares you, it's not something that automatically happens. Or if you're more along on your spiritual journey, like I said, that comes from when you're like, have that instinct of like, I think I need this crystal and I don't know why. And it will reveal itself at some point why it's with you. Okay, so I do want to point out too, if you're watching still and you're still a little like, I don't know, think about technology, like things like watches and a lot of computer things. At least they used to use bits of quartz because of a specific type of energy it carries, and it can clear, and messages can like get sent through like immediately and clearly. So the next time you're like, it's all a bunch of hocus pocus, whatever, like, we use quartz in our technology a lot, or used to at least. I'm not going to claim to know everything about that, but I just know that little bits of quartz is used or was used. So, just keep that in mind the next time you want to judge about crystals. Okay, so I mentioned that in shamanism, we do use the clear quartz a little bit. But then when it gets time to the illuminations and do like the hardcore work, we use Kuyas. And that's all it is a medicine stone. And so here is my mesa, and this is where I keep all my stones. So I'm going to leave it closed for now, but just inside here on the bottom, I can't flip it upside down to show you, but on the bottom here where all my stones are settled after I folded it are all my Kuyas. And if I opened it up, it would literally just look like a bunch of random rocks. Like if you went hiking or something, just found random rocks and picked them up, that's what that would look like, because that's exactly what it is. When you start the shamanic journey, each direction, I've mentioned in other videos, you start in the south, then you move to the west, the north, and east. You pick out Kuyas to put in here. And they start off as just literal rocks, but then you do the work to imbue them with the healing properties that they have now. And that's, again, a whole nother video that maybe I'll make one day, but there's a whole way of putting your intentions of specific issues and things like that. So then what happens is when someone calls me for an illumination, if I do it in person, they instinctively pick out one of my stones, and then I help use that stone to, try and sense what's going on, where they're holding this issue, so the Kuyas are the medicine. And the person blows their intention into the Kuya, like if they want to get rid of anger, or they want to try and get rid of some sadness, they blow that. I hold on to it as I use my pendulum to sense all their energy and their chakras. And then the stone goes somewhere on your body or on their body as I'm doing the illumination. And that's what helps clear and really cleanse their body. If I'm doing an illumination for you distance over the phone, I use 7 of those Kuyas, there's 12 of them in there, in place of your chakras, as if you were here. So it's almost like you got an extra bunch of medicine your way, because since you're not with me in person, we got to get as much as we can going, so then I can clear your energy that way. So crystals, while used specifically in shamanism, is kind of, at least from my lineage, it's mostly just the clear quartz to clear the chakras. But most shamans that I know, wear the jewelry, carry crystals in their purse, in their bra, in their wherever you can have it, in their car. And so it's a big part of life. And I think, like I said, as long as you don't totally shut yourself off or assume that you're being stupid or silly for wanting to believe, as long as you keep an open mind, you're going to sense a difference in some way. And that's the thing with energy work, any kind of energy like that, is it's different for everyone. Some people, it's almost like a hit in the face, like, whoa, this is a strong crystal. And some people, it's like, oh, I just feel a little bit better. I feel this way or whatever, And like I said, eventually you kind of start to look out for the shape of them, and what the difference is in that shape and what that means, what you're trying to accomplish. So for example, I wear this necklace. This is a fluorite octahedron. I got it in Germany years ago, before I even really went on my spiritual journey. I was just in the beginning. And it's interesting now because I've mentioned this in other videos. I also, kind of my extension of my shamanism is something that I do called crystal dreaming, or that I'm going to be doing soon. I just got certified, and I need one more piece in my mandala before I can help people with it. But the fluorite octahedron, interestingly enough, is a big part of that. And so again, for those kind of naysayers about crystals, I almost want to be like, come get a crystal dreaming session with me, and then see what they say that you don't believe in crystals, because the crystal dreaming is like nothing you've ever experienced before. Similar to the shamanism, like traditional shamanism, it's all about clearing and cleansing and breaking karmic contracts, all these different things that have happened either in past lives or in this lifetime that maybe you've blocked out or you didn't fully understand in the moment. And all you do is you lay in my crystal mandala. I make this fancy shape, you lay in it. I get you to a place of meditation to where you're in a different brainwave state. And then from there, you take the reins. When I do my traditional shamanism, I'll do a soul retrieval, which is very similar, but I only go on the journey and then bring back that part of your soul and implant it basically again. When it comes to the crystal dreaming, you're the one going and telling me like, hey, I'm seeing this, or I'm hearing this, or I feel this, and then I have to interpret what's going on and tell you how to proceed and how to like clear this energy, how to break this contract, or usually a lot of it is forgiving other people or people forgiving you for past hurts that have happened. So I know some people out there are gonna hear me talk about that and either be like, oh my gosh, that's nuts, scary, or I know there's a couple people who can be like, okay, you've been talking about this forever, when can we do it? Like I said, I need very specific crystals because they have to be all different shapes. They have to be specific types because they all come together to make that experience that is literally can be life-changing. So, like I said, if you're on the fence still, just go. If you need like an extra push, like I dare you, go get a crystal and take the time to actually try and feel it. Or if you don't have time to just sit still and feel into it, get it in a bracelet or a necklace, or it's small enough you can put it in a pocket and see how it helps, and just see what it changes even just a little bit. Because to me, when it comes to either crystals or the illuminations or even tarot card readings, if you're seeking that out, even if you're still at the phase where like I feel silly doing this, there's something that you're trying to look for. There's something maybe you're missing a little bit, and you're really just doing yourself an injustice if you don't at least explore these options, right? So at least give it a chance. You never know. If you're going out with the intention to better yourself or to feel better or whatever, then you can't go wrong with something like crystals or energy work. Like most people who do readings and energy work are just trying to help. And I promise, you're going to feel something. Sometimes when I do illuminations or I've done the crystal cleanse, it takes a while. For some people, it's immediate. For some people, I get a text like days later, like, whoa, I feel totally different, or I don't feel this way all of a sudden. And you just go from there. So, as always, I'm not trying to sit here and say you have to believe in the power of crystals, or you have to go out and find random rocks and think they have powers or anything like that. It's just I'm trying to reverse this perspective, at least try, of like things like crystals, ghosts, aliens, these words that you hear in the media and get mocked, and trying to just bring a little more perspective as to why maybe you shouldn't automatically judge someone for talking about these topics. That's really it. But if you could just let me know what you think crystal-wise, if you have questions of like, what should I get for this? I don't know where to go to get crystals. If you're in the general area that I am, in the Chicagoland area, I can help you with that. If you're not near there, sorry, I don't know. Look it up on Google. But if you have any questions on crystals, if you just want to chat about crystals, or even have questions about my Kuyas or anything having to do with shamanism, really, hit me up. Email me tarotwithtegan@gmail.com, or on Instagram and Facebook, my name is Tarot with Tegan, Tarot. So yeah, just always message me. I'm always up for a conversation, for questions, whatever it is, because I just want to open up the floor, make these things a little bit more known, so that, again, it doesn't mean everyone has to believe and love crystals, but we can at least be less judgmental about the people who use them all the time and who swear by them, So, that being said, go out and get a crystal if you want, see how it changes your life.